camera. Hopefully you can see me okay. So we've got Sage here from Go Jauntly as well, and she's helpfully hanging out in the chat room and listening at the same time. So if you've got any questions that you would like to hear then or have answered, then yeah, please just throw them in there, and then we can answer them as we go, and if we don't, we can do it at the end. And I will try and capture as much as I can in terms of the app and how to use it. It's like super straightforward and easy to use, and so hopefully this will just be like a great little demo for you to enjoy. So I'm just going to share, I've got to keep an eye on the waiting room, but I'm just going to share my screen as well. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Thumbs up if you can, Dan. Okay, so Go Jauntly is available for free to download on the App Store or the Play Store. And it's really important that the app is free because we don't want to create new barriers to walking. And so we work with partners, and we have an optional premium subscription. So if everyone could stay on mute when they're not talking, that would be great. But thanks for the thumbs up, Dan, that's appreciated. Yeah, so it's really important that we stay free. We have an optional premium subscription, which basically helps you to support our app if you want to. You can unlock extra walks, and you can download trails for offline mode as well. And I can talk about that a little bit more if you want to find out about that a bit later. So when you open up the app, it tailors to your location. I'm in London at the moment, but I've pretended that I'm in Bristol. So as soon as I open the app up, you can see the Bristol Walk Festival collection at the top of the app. And then if you scroll down, you can see some other app collections that we have available. We have some great pub walks that were featured in the iPaper, and so you can just explore those if you like. We've also got a collection around botanical walks across the UK that we've done in partnership with Lizelle Beauty Co. And you can also see some of our nearest walks. So we try and update those collections once a month so that they're kind of in the season, they're relevant for things like National Walking Month or Mental Health Awareness Week. In this instance, I'm just going to take you through the Bristol Walk Fest. Because it's National Walking Month, we are collaborating with Travel West, Bristol City Council and the Bristol Walk Festival to bring you a collection of walks that you can enjoy whenever you like. You can enjoy it during the month of May or beyond. And we've got around 70 walks in this collection. And there are also some other events happening. If you want to find out more about Bristol Walk Fest, I highly recommend checking out bristolwalkfest.com. They've got a range of events. Obviously, because of COVID, some of the events are ones that you can do self-guided, either via our app or via a PDF on the Bristol Walk Fest website. And I think there are some sort of smaller 6-person type events happening, and maybe some bigger ones from next week when restrictions ease. So I'm going to open up this collection, as you can see, and then I basically just swipe through the cover pages for the walk. So we've got some really nice ones that we made around like a Wanderlust walk, and it basically explores like lots of like hidden gems or kind of photographic moments within the city region. You can flip to map view and you can see basically the steps of the walk and the kind of overarching pathway from A to B. This is a linear walk. If you like the look of that, you can also swipe through and see the step-by-step instructions. They're photo-led and also on a map, so you can flip to map view at any point. And then if you like the look of that walk, or you think, you know what, I'm not going to do that right now, you can save it for later. You can see I've actually already saved this one because it looks really good. You can share it with your friends. And you can also provide feedback on the route if you wanted to. Due to our partnership with Bristol City Council, you can also download these trails offline for free, so they're not behind a paywall, which is really cool as well. And you literally just sort of swipe through. The app's been designed to help you just kind of use minimal interaction with your phone. So you can quickly swipe through, see pictures, flip to map view, and then hopefully like put your phone away and then orientate and then just check whenever you need to. we're also making sure that as many of the walks are accessible via public transport as well. So we've kind of listed like the nearest stations and the nearest bus walks as well. And then I'm just going to swipe through a few more. I probably won't go through all of them. I'll let you check them out on the app yourselves. But we've got this great Black History tour, street art tours, some really fantastic explorer type walks, nature walks, ones that are short, great for lunchtime or at the weekend with your family. You can also actually search for walks based on your sort of requirements. So you can search by walk name, which is what you can see here, but you can also sort by location. And with these, you can flip to map view and you can see like the wide range of walks that we've got across the Bristol region. And then you can also flip to list view if you fancy looking at pictures. And then we've also got this filter function. So if you really only not very confident with walking, or actually you've only got time for a short walk, you can actually just adjust some of the filters and potentially, I don't know, you always need a toilet nearby. I've been reading lots on Twitter about there being not enough toilets in the Bristol region, so maybe don't take that one. But parking, refreshments, and then you like apply filtering, and then it basically tailors those results even further for you so that you can check out ones that are kind of more suited to your individual needs. And we've got some step-free walks in there as well, and you can filter by kind of flat versus steep walks as well. Okay, so I think I've pretty much covered everything on there. We've got this new map feature, and we've just launched it on Android as a soft launch. We're trying to kind of get through a couple of little pesky bugs at the moment related to this, but essentially it's been live on iOS since November, and it was born out of a business response to COVID grant, and we got funded through Innovate UK, and then we also got a bit more funding from Sport England to roll it out on Android as well. And the idea behind it is to help people access green space, especially if they don't have a garden, or if they just aren't familiar or are basically bored of trying to find a place to go for a walk. And obviously during lockdown, we were sort of told to stay home, stay close to home, and so we wanted to create this feature that helped people like find circular walking routes straight from their door. So at the moment, you can search for end-to-end points. So I'm here in Brockley at the moment, and I'm thinking actually I want to walk to Lewisham Station, and I'm going to just tap walk to here, and it's going to give me the greenest way to walk there. The greenest way to walk there takes into account things like air pollution data in London, because we have access to that open data. We also have our street trees mapped in like most of the boroughs, so it also incorporates that. And then it takes into consideration like the busyness of roads and the noise pollution from roads. And then potentially if you've not got enough time and you really want to just go get somewhere really quickly, you can take the fast route as well. So you can, at the flick of a switch, you can switch between the greenest route, which often isn't that much longer than the quickest route. So the greenest route here is actually only 23 minutes, and the fastest route is actually 22. So there's like lots of really good ways to get from A to B quite often, but some ways are nicer than the others, so you can use this feature. Okay, and then I want to show you our sort of circular routes as well. So before I go on to that, you can swipe up from the bottom. You can, on iOS, you can see some of the walks near you, and then in London, because we've got access to TfL open data, we also show that as well. And you can also download as part of the sort of paid prescription, which is £1.99 a month or £99 a year, which you don't have to sign up to. You can download the GPX file, which is good for like runners and walkers, especially if you've got a different kind of device like a watch, a Garmin watch or something like that. You can download the trail as well, so you can save that for later and you can share it. And because some of these routes start from your door, if you're sharing sort of circular walks, the links actually expire after a week, and we do say to only share it with people that you trust rather than any old person. Okay, so next I want to show you the circular option as well. So if I just tick circular, it automatically creates a circular route from my doorstep where I am now. And so this is really good if you're unfamiliar with a place, or actually you just need a change of scenery, you want a different dog walk, you want to, I don't know, get away from your other half for a few minutes, 20 minutes. And then if you go up and down on the kilometers, you can switch that to miles as well if you feel more familiar with that. It automatically generates other green circular walking routes from you. So I think you can go all the way up to 15, and it will just give you sort of like different selections as well. And that's pretty much it on the walking map. Yeah, it's just launched on Android. We're really excited about it. It's working on almost every Android device, but there are a couple where it's like a little bit broken. So if you come across that, please let me know. That would be really, really helpful. And you can also upvote and downvote routes, which I think is going to become more and more significant as like time goes on and as more and more people use this app. But it basically gives you the options to like upvote and downvote a path or green space. Since November, we've had over 1,000 parks and green spaces across UK and Ireland upvoted, and that data that we gather there will go into improving the routing algorithm. Sorry if that sounds a bit techie, but it will basically make the walks better and more tranquil, more scenic as we go. Okay. So next up, I was going to talk about Nature Notes. So Nature Notes at the moment is just available on iOS, but the kind of concept behind it can be done with a pen and paper. Like you don't have to use our app to do it. And it was born out of a project that we did with the University of Derby, and it was around improving well-being through urban nature. And we created like a research app that basically measured how people felt in noticing built space or built environment versus noticing nature in the green environment. And the results showed that if you note down the good things that you see in nature, it can have clinically significant improvements to your mental well-being. And so that is as simple as basically looking out the window now. Obviously it's a bit grey and dreary, but maybe like noticing this, oh, I've got quite a few more people. Oh no, I'm just checking, I've got no one waiting. No, that's fine. Can you still see my screen? I might have disappeared now. Hang on. Yeah, you can still see it. What was I saying? Oh, I was talking about Nature Notes. Yeah, so anyone can do it, and you just need to note down the good things that you see in everyday nature. So it's as simple as the bird song, the kind of tiny flowers that you see popping up at the moment. Like last week, I noticed that the dandelions were like going absolutely crazy outside. They were everywhere. And then this week I've gone out walking in the local cemetery and the buttercups are out and the cow parsley is out. So it's just like tuning into those elements with all of your senses. And that has been proven to help manage well-being. So I'm just going to quickly go into Nature Notes now. For some reason, my phone keeps thinking it's 9:41 and it keeps freaking me out because I don't think that's the actual time. So it's basically like a chat bot, and it prompts you to note down the good things that you've seen. And I'm just going to let them know that I'm ready to capture some of my kind of nature notes. They also make recommendations on what to look out for at the moment, because we're spring, we're sort of sharing images around blossom. I quite like that picture. I'm really into blossom at the moment. So I'm going to add my own note. So I've been talking about buttercups, haven't I? So yesterday I noticed buttercups and they were looking lovely. And it doesn't have to be anything more than that. And then you just add a picture. Here's a picture I handily took earlier of the buttercups that I noticed. And then I'm just going to post that. And that action of noting down that good thing just basically like locks it into your memory. And yeah, and the results from this have shown actually, if you do it for 1 week, it can have benefits for as long as 1 month. So if anyone wants to hear more about that, we can share some of that information at the moment. And we just ask you to do it once a day, and you can do it, you know, like just for a week and then not do it again for another week. And then if you're on Android and we don't have this feature, you could just keep like a nature journal and do it that way, or even use Instagram or another kind of tool that you like sharing and taking pictures with. Okay, so that's Nature Notes now. Up next, I'm going to share how you can actually create and share your own walks as well. So one of the things that we thought would be really cool is for sort of some unis to potentially like create walks between halls of residence or campuses or areas where like the medical centre or nature walks in between lectures and things like that. So if you wanted to do that, that would be quite possible for you guys to do. All of these features are free. So I just basically go in to create a walk, and then I'm basically shown the albums that are in my photo app at the moment, and I select the walks or the pictures in the order of the steps that they are. And then it automatically kind of shrinks down, and all of the pictures are sort of plotted on the map already. And you can add information that other people might find interesting. So for example, it starts at Hoxton Station. You need to, to kind of turn left on Pearson Road, and notice the community garden that's a little bit up ahead. I think there's St Mary's Secret Garden here, so you might want to tell people to like nip in, or it's great for a picnic spot, that kind of thing. You can change location as well, so if some of the points aren't quite right, you can just adjust those. And then you can change the cover photo. So I try and do this just to make it look as nice as possible and appealing, because we want to tune into people's fear of missing out. And we can just add a name like Nature Walk. I know this one is step free, so I'm going to say that it's wheelchair friendly, and it's also child friendly, and there's wildlife and public transport nearby. Hit done. You might kind of add a bit more of a description around what you can see. You can preview it and just check you're happy with it. Obviously, I haven't written any text on this one because I'm just demoing, but then I press publish. And then once it gets published, it goes into the app for people to see, and then we'll moderate it and edit it and make sure that it's all looking great. Sometimes there are like pinpoints out the way or typos. We'll help fix those as well. But if you ever want to go in and if you ever want to go in and edit, you can also do that as well. I'm also going to show you the ability to add a text step as well. So sometimes you might not have a picture, or you might have like information about, I don't know, let's say like what lectures or science subjects or things like that happen at a certain part of the university. You could say, you could add this information on this text step here. So you have a bit more characters as well. Hopefully that all makes sense, and I've covered everything. I think I have. Just going to close that down. I might save that walk for later. So next up, I'm going to go into more, and in more, I can see all of my saved walks. So I've got my Bristol Wanderlust walk there. I've got this illuminated river walk, and this one's actually audio enhanced, but you can't experience that one unless you're in London. But what you can experience is the Manor Woods Valley Woodlands walk, and that's an amazing walk in Bristol. It's been audio enhanced, it's got loads of local facts and history, it's sort of dramatized, the sound effects. Honestly, it's really, really great. Hopefully Sage will share a link to that amazing audio walk in the chat. You can see your published walks as well. So this is the point where if you do go on to publish walks, you can go and edit them from in here. So you just tap that little edit icon. You can see your drafts. So there's my nature walk that I was showing you earlier. And then you can also see any downloads that you've done. So if you downloaded the Bristol Wanderlust walk because you wanted to save on your data, or you were worried about connectivity, you'd be able to find it in here and access it here without using up all your data. I think that's everything. I might stop now for questions, and I'll stop recording as well. Dan, I don't know if you want to say anything at this point.
I think the main thing to say is thanks, first of all, for